You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
I never expected and I never want to go through it again.
A developing story this morning, a shooting at a video game event in Jacksonville killing 3 people, including the suspect. We'll hear from witnesses.
Plus, another day, another red tide cleanup happening. We'll tell you where the community is coming together today to help clean up that red tide.
And we'll tell you about services planned to honor the late Arizona Senator John McCain. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning, August 27th, 5 o'clock. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us on this Monday morning. Over to John Scalzi right now for a look at what's going to start the week off.
Well, pretty quiet this morning. I think we have a few scattered showers out in Gulf waters, but they continue to press away from land over our area. Things are quiet. No rain showers over any of our roadways this morning. And I think that's likely to be that way through the morning drive time. Temperatures are generally about where they should be, coming in the upper 70s close to the coastline, mid to lower 70s as you move further inland. It'll be another warm one today, though. When you get these showers and thunderstorms that don't occur until late in the afternoon, that's when the heat is on. And today, again, we'll see temperatures in the low 90s. Rain chance, decent, 50%, mostly in the afternoon. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
All right, it's a date. Let's take a look now at our roving camera, live right now at I-75 at the Bee Ridge Road entrance. That's perhaps on the east side, looking back toward the overpass as some cars are going back and forth on Bee Ridge Road. We'll check back on that busy spot throughout the morning. But now here is the maps as we head out today. First off, in Manatee County, we'll find nothing so far whatsoever besides some buildup way up there at the top of your screen in Allenton as you head under the overpass and also farther north on 301, way up the top of your screen. Let's go farther south now. Here's the situation in the northern half of Sarasota County, Fruitville Road eastbound from Beneva toward McIntosh and Honore. Also Clark Road, which today says it's McIntosh Road, but do not worry, it's not been changed. It's still Clark Road. And as you head westbound toward Swift, toward 41, some congestion there already. And then checking our final map to the south, that will show just some minor slowdowns on 41 between Nokomis and Venice.
And of course, our top story this morning, 3 people are dead, including the gunman. 11 were injured at a shooting at an online gaming tournament yesterday in Jacksonville. Now, multiple reports say that after losing a final round in the tournament, 24-year-old David Katz left the venue, then came back in and started shooting. And it was an event that the live stream of the event caught on cameras. Reporter Joy Purdy spoke with witnesses who described those moments.
Javari Long from Atlantic Beach tells us he was nearby as shots rang out at the landing. He streamed this video live on his Facebook page as he was walking toward the landing, trying to reach friends inside, and saw the chaos.
At first, it wasn't people running out because they were scared. Like, it was a bunch of people in there, so they was trying to get probably cover or, you know what I'm saying. But as we got closer, we seen a lot of people start to come out, and they was injured, some shot. And about the time we got down there, JSO was carrying, because the ambulance went even down here, the news company, no ambulance went even down here. Like, JSO was carrying people out that was shot. Like, it was horrible feelings. I seen people laid down on the ground. Like in my video, you can't really see people that was laid down there, but the people that was down there on the ground that you do see in the background, they was all injured.
Sean Richardson also describes the chaos. She was nearby at the Hooters restaurant at the landing and ultimately found a place to hide.
I was down at the landing. I was listening to some music like I normally do. You know, it's like the Muzak stuff you listen to in the mall. And I just heard sound like gunfire. And the next thing I know, I see some people coming out of Hooters. And they were kind of falling. I think even a guy fell on the ground trying to get out of the way of the gunfire. And I just stood there for a couple of minutes and I heard the shot again. And then that's when more people started coming out. And I got aggravated because no one would tell me where the shooter was. You know what I mean? I was scared. So I ran inside the other entranceway down by the other bar. And I got into a little doorway and I hid there for about 10 minutes.
Now, Jacksonville police believe that death toll there may actually climb today. This now makes the 3rd mass shooting in the state in 2 years, including the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting back in 2016 and the Parkland shooting just this past February.
Our Marla Spence joins us now with what we know so far about the situation in Jacksonville. Marla?
Good morning, guys. Everyone involved in the mass shooting in Jacksonville was competing in one of the country's largest football video game tournaments created and ran by EA Sports. It's a tournament that drew so many people and some of the best players across the country. And this year just so happened to end in a horrific way. Now, this is what we know about the victims. The two killed are known as Eli Clayton and Taylor Robinson. So many people, including those in the gaming community, are honoring their lives with this photo and hashtag Champions Forever. Eli Clayton was only 22 years old and was from California. He was known in the gaming circle as True or True Boy, and Clayton was consistently one of the best in competitive Madden, which is on his EA profile on Twitter. Now he is reportedly took home $51,000 in prizes in head-to-head live events. And Taylor Robinson, who was also a victim in this case, was 27 years old. He was a father and also a husband from West Virginia. Robinson was known in the gaming world as Spot Me Please, according to his EA Sports profile, and he had the skill to completely taking over any Madden tournament, according to his profile. Now, he reportedly took home more than $80,000 in prizes and winnings, and winning 72% of his 18 games. Now, for the suspect who killed both Clayton and Robinson and then turned the gun on himself is identified as 24-year-old David Katz from Baltimore. Katz had previously won several tournaments, including being named Madden's 2017 championship winner. And Katz is also believed to have stayed in a Jacksonville area hotel that night. And EA Sports also published a statement saying that the tragic event that occurred Sunday in Jacksonville was a senseless act of violence and that they strongly condemn it, and their thoughts and sympathies go out to the families and the victims whose lives were taken and who were injured. Back to you guys.
Marley, that's very sad. Services begin Wednesday in Arizona for Senator John McCain. He passed away Saturday after a battle with brain cancer. As reporter Morgan Lowe tells us, the governor will choose his replacement.
It's right by the mailboxes near the flowers on the side of the road. A small wooden sign. You can barely make out the words Hidden Valley, but it tells these people they're at the right place.
He always fought for the veteran, and especially the Vietnam vet.
Rocky and Nancy Beria are here today to pay their respects to a fellow Vietnam vet.
I was there in '68 and '69.
They are among the steady stream of people stopping by the entrance to the McCain Ranch, driven by a need to say thank you.
I didn't agree with everything he said and everything he did, but overall I thought he was one heck of a nice guy.
Up the state highway in Clarkdale, the town flag sits at half-staff. Just a couple of miles away in Cottonwood, clouds roll in overhead. People are eating in the cafes, talking about what their high-profile neighbor meant to the community.
I'm just very saddened. I was neighbors with him around the corner, literally, from him in Cornville.
The road through nearby Cornville has American flags lining the fences. And back in Hidden Valley, at the entrance to the McCain Ranch, these words resonate.
There'll never be another John McCain. He's really one of a kind.
McCain will lie in state Wednesday in the Arizona capital on what would have been his 82nd birthday. On Friday, he'll lie in state in the nation's capital. McCain appeared, by the way, at Robarts Arena in Sarasota 10 years ago during a campaign stop for president back in 2008.
As flags are at half-mast this morning, world leaders are sharing their words of respect. One man in North Carolina took to the streets, literally, to show just how much McCain inspired him. Dressed in all black and holding an American flag at half-staff, John Harvey, as you can see right here, held this sign with McCain's name on it and kneeled on this street corner in Wilmington, North Carolina. Started off around noon yesterday, and he'd planned on staying there throughout the day. He says he was just trying to honor the man that made such an impact in his life and the lives of so many.
Did the right thing because of what he believed in. He wasn't afraid to speak up and speak up and out. He was genuinely concerned for the American people and the citizens. And he fought with honor in the war. And he's an American hero, and I'm trying to honor that.
Now, Harvey says he had been out there since noon. He planned to stay as long as he possibly could. No word yet on just how long he lasted, but he came from a military family as well and just wanted to honor him.
Runners nationwide are dedicating their miles to the life of Iowa college student Molly Tibbetts, who was abducted and killed during an evening jog. The 20-year-old was found dead last week, a month after she disappeared. A suspect has been charged with first-degree murder. Now, other runners say they won't let the fear of the unknown stop them from doing what they love. Posts are appearing now on social media with the hashtag Miles for Molly in her honor. Tibbetts was laid to rest on Sunday.
Well, back here on the Suncoast, at least one beach is back open for business after a no-swim advisory was lifted in Venice. Now, the advisory for Brohard Beach was lifted yesterday. However, the Venice Fishing Pier Beach, the Longboat Key Beach, and part of Lido Beach are all still under that no-swim designation. The Florida Department of Health in Sarasota County monitors water quality weekly at 16 different sites. Now, the next round of test results will finally be available tomorrow.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. This morning we are learning more about the Catholic Church sex abuse scandal. As Pope Francis wraps up a controversial trip to Ireland, we'll tell you who is calling for his resignation.
And later in the hour, Labor Day is just around the corner. We are going to tell you, though, how troopers are cracking down if you are driving under the influence. But first,
here's John Scalzi.
So to update you on the red tide status, according to Mope Marine, a lot of stations which just last week were reporting intense amounts of red tide irritants in the air are now reporting low amounts. So good news over the weekend in terms of probably the benefit of that easterly wind replacing the westerly wind that we have had. So showers and thunderstorms again around this afternoon. Rain box checked on the drive time forecast. Not so much for the trip to work, but for the trip home from work. There will be scattered thunderstorms. Complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids. Build great futures.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So that east wind continues to blow, giving us the east wind weather regime. That pattern favors the afternoon showers inland and also helps aid with blowing some of those red tide toxins back out into Gulf waters. 75, the current air temperature. Pretty quiet sky out there. Big, beautiful full moon. It's a nice start to the day. Dew point value 75, same as the air temperature. So it is a little bit humid out there. We're looking at not much of a chance of rainfall during the morning hours, and in fact, not even too much rain chance during the lunchtime hour. But as you head into the afternoon, rain chances go up pretty quickly as the east coast sea breeze and the west coast sea breeze meet and showers and thunderstorms begin to build. By around 3, 4 o'clock, we'll have a good chance of seeing a few pops of lightning around as those thunderstorms start to dump a lot of rainfall and gradually drift toward the coastline, as they'll all be west movers again today, building inland, drifting to the coast. That's a pattern that's going to repeat itself many times this week. You can already see the influence of that easterly wind flow by these showers gradually drifting toward the other coastline. They'll get their showers first this morning, and then everything kind of moves right across the state, hits our sea breeze here locally, and boom, everything explodes into showers and thunderstorms. Not much going on here right now. These areas highlighted in green, of course, are our river flooding warnings. Minor flooding ongoing there should be starting to subside. As far as the tropics go, everything here is pretty quiet. We don't really have anything that even shows the potential for development down the road. In fact, a lot of the Atlantic is cloud-free. You hardly ever see that, but upper-level winds, the cooler than average water temperatures, and some Saharan dust all combining together to produce a pretty quiet atmosphere over the tropics, so that's good news there. East wind comes in at about 10 knots, turning to the northeast this afternoon, and locally, right along the coastline, we'll have that west coast sea breeze building as well. 10-knot wind today, and we'll have about a 2-foot sea with a light chop. Water temperature at about 88 degrees, so it's nice and steamy out there. The forecast tidal information has a 7:54 low tide and a high tide coming your way at 1:29, another low tide at 9:03. So the 7-day forecast looks pretty good for us. We'll be watching daytime high temperatures top out around 92. We'll have a 50% chance of rainfall today. Again, those storms building inland will gradually drift to the coast with that east pattern that we'll have really for the next several days, it looks like. Maybe a little bit better rain chance tomorrow. We have some upper level moisture that's going to kind of sneak in, so that might help increase rain chances for a couple of days. Rain chances go down just a tad on Thursday, but still the pattern remains warm in the afternoon, followed by those showers building. And then as we finish off the week and into the work week, I think pretty typical for this time of year. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, John. Let's take a look outside and check on your morning commute with First Alert traffic. Not too bad going on out there in Manatee County. All is pretty quiet so far, same as Sarasota. Just a little bit of a backup going on right there by Siesta Key, but other than that, not too much. And if you're heading a little bit farther south in the area, both 75 and 41 are running good. 518, that is your First Alert traffic.
A former archbishop has called on the Pope to resign. Pope Francis also faced protests in Ireland over the weekend. Reporter Andrew Spencer has the latest on the fallout of the church's sex abuse scandal.
We ask for forgiveness.
Hundreds of thousands of people gathered for Mass in Dublin's Phoenix Park on Sunday. The Pope's visit coming amid a re-emerging international scandal of child sex abuse in the church and reports detailing decades of apparent cover-ups in the U.S., Chile, and Australia.
We ask forgiveness for the times that, as a church, we did not show the survivors of whatever kind of abuse compassion.
As the Pope addressed the scandal, he also faced a call for his resignation. In a statement seen by CNN on Sunday, former Archbishop and Vatican ambassador to Washington, Carlo Maria Vigano, said he told the Pope in 2013 about allegations of sexual abuse against high-profile American Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. McCarrick resigned from his position last month after the report in Pennsylvania brought to light a decades-old allegation that he sexually abused a teenage altar boy. McCarrick said later in a statement that he had no recollection of it and that he believed himself innocent. Vigano wrote in a lengthy statement dated August 22nd that Pope Francis, quote, knew from at least June 23, 2013 that McCarrick was a serial predator and covered him to the bitter end. Speaking to reporters on the flight back to Italy, Pope Francis said Vigano's statement speaks for itself, that people should read it carefully and make their own judgment. The Pope telling the press, "I will not say a single word on this," although he added that he may speak after some time passes. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. You're about to notice some big changes on YouTube. We'll tell you what you can expect to see very soon.
And next half hour it's up at 5:30 with red tide still impacting residents here in the Suncoast. This morning, an inside look at how it's affecting boaters. It is 5:20 right now. Here's a live shot outside our studios. John Scalzi said should see a high of 92 degrees today, but a 50-50 chance of rain. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
At Boys and Girls Clubs, it's not just about trying new things.
Tanya, come here.
Learning the right steps.
2, 3, 4.
Or making contact. It's not just about exploring the future. It's about helping them build it. It's about making the connection. It's about proving every kid and teen who enters our doors has what it takes. Great futures start here.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
All right, well, things I don't get to say here often on the morning show. Women went topless in Asheville, North Carolina yesterday, and we aren't talking about convertibles here, folks. The Go Topless rally event actually began way back in 2007. Now, this year it fell on Women's Equality Day, commemorating when women were finally given the right to vote. Now, folks that were participating in that day in this very safe video that we're showing you right here, they were talking about promoting gender equality, and they came out to also support empowering women.
Society has drilled into a woman's head that it is inappropriate. We're not out here to get attention. We're just out here to educate women that it's okay.
Now, Now, as you can see, the Go Topless event was for both men and women. GoTopless.org started the rally back in 2007. People from cities all across the world, they were actually invited to participate this year, and he came out without his shirt on to support.
Keep showing that one guy in the background.
The one guy.
Right.
Well, YouTube is expanding their no skippable ads.
The story in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, expect to see less skip ad buttons on YouTube.
The video site is introducing non-skippable ads to all of its channels. Any channel that makes money from its videos will be able to implement the option. That choice was limited to select channels in the past. Uber is shifting its focus from cars to electric bikes and scooters for shorter trips.
The company's CEO says bikes and scooters are better suited for inner-city travel. He acknowledges that Uber and its drivers will take a short-term financial hit, but he promises it will pay off in the long run. And some say Infinity's new electric roadster is limited. That's because it doesn't have a passenger seat.
Looks good though, but don't expect to see this car on the road. It's just a prototype to show Infinity's commitment to going all electric in the next few years.
That should be fun.
All right, those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit of the Loom's Everlight underwear is so light, you won't even notice you're wearing it. Now, are you really not going to notice the underwear you're wearing? No, you're not.
Excuse me, do you have any more of these pistachio scones?
Because it's made from incredibly light material and no panty lines, so no one else will notice either. And going unnoticed can sometimes be quite nice.
Guys, I need someone to work the weekend. Karen, see you Saturday.
What? Unnoticeably light Everlight from Fruit of the Loom.
Add the Activia 2-week probiotic challenge to your healthy routine and see how Activia yogurt, with its billions of live and active probiotics, may help support your digestive health so you can take on your day. Start the Activia probiotic challenge today. It works or it's free.
When your blanket's freshness fades before the binge watching begins, that's when you know it's half washed. Next time, add Downy fabric conditioner for freshness that lasts through next week's finale. Downy, and it's done.
Don't hide it. We know that sometimes emotions just get the better of you, especially at the Honda Summer Spectacular event. And we know getting a deal on the Honda Civic, a 2018 KBB.com Best Buy, can be quite liberating, especially when this stylish Honda Civic comes with Sport Mode.
Yes! Yes!
Express what you're feeling at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
I'm happy you're happy.
Visit your local Honda dealer and test drive the Honda Civic today.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwell's
at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Southern, probably third of Anna Maria Island is really gross.
This morning, red tide continues to be an issue here on the Suncoast. We're going to tell you how it's now impacting boaters out on the water.
What state troopers are doing to crack down on impaired drivers this Labor Day weekend.
And millennials will no longer be the world's largest population group. We'll tell you who it is. We have those stories, plus your Monday forecast right now on Good Morning Suncoast. If you didn't see that, Ray did a little cheer. We've got a new generation that we're going to tell you about. There's a new term now that you're going to learn this morning.
What's the new one?
I'm not going to tell you. You got to wait around for that.
That's quite a tease.
Good morning. It's 5:30. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. John Scalzi has the Monday forecast for us now. Good morning, John.
Good morning to you. Looks pretty quiet out there right now for your morning commute. We do have showers out in Gulf waters, and you may even see a pop of lightning or two from those clouds, but we're not going to see much over land. It's quiet on all area roadways, and that's the way it's going to be today. We are in this east wind pattern, which really favors quiet conditions during the mornings. Temperatures are in the mid-70s in inland areas, upper 70s close to the coast, about what you'd expect to see with this easterly wind flow. Rainfall futurecast for today shows basically the heaviest rain falling well inland over toward the other coast as storms come in off of those waters, the Atlantic waters, and kind of rain themselves out. And then another maximum of heavier rainfall right along our coast when that east coast sea breeze bangs into our west coast sea breeze and produces another round of showers. So that's kind of the timing today. We'll watch for quiet conditions during the morning hours, followed by a 50% chance of afternoon storms. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Our roving camera is out and about at Bee Ridge Road and I-75 this morning. There's a live look at the traffic going over the overpass there in north-south direction. Let's go to the maps right now and tell you more about that. There's the situation first off in northern Sarasota County. We'll start there this time. You'll see there on Fruitville Road some issues there in the westbound lane around Beneva. Otherwise, not too bad so far this morning. And then farther south, perhaps, we'll show you that there is a little blip northbound on 41 as you travel through Nokomis. We begin this half hour with an up-close look at the red tide along the coastline. Our Erica Jackson went for a ride with a charter boat captain.
The red tide is patchy at best.
Red tide blooms are complex. Some areas are clear while others suffer just a few feet away, and it's changing all the time.
It's not huge masses of dead fish.
Charter Captain Nate Weissman took us through the river, bay, and gulf to see a different side of the damage. The 3-hour ride starting at Warner's Bayou near the Manatee River.
Northern Manatee County is nice and clear.
Next, Terracea Bay. Throwing bait to snook still thriving in the area, along with other sea creatures, like 2 stingrays in the shallow, clear water.
We experienced a lot of clean, clear water.
Heading south toward Bean Point, the northern tip of Anna Maria Island, conditions changed. More dead fish could be seen floating, and it became harder to breathe. In the boat's live well, bait fish were dropping by the netful through visible patches of algae.
You could tell instantly when you're in red tide, the bait dies almost instantly in the live well. It doesn't last long at all.
The water went from blue to brown to green about a mile off the Manatee Public Beach, where we spotted dead fish and horseshoe crabs. The smell worsened past Coquina Beach, in an area where Mote Marine Laboratory is reporting moderate respiratory irritation.
Southern, probably third of Anna Maria Island is really gross.
And it's hurting Captain Nate's bottom line. This August, he's booked just a quarter of the fishing trips he ran in July. But he wants visitors to know it's only some areas impacted by red tide. And customers will see more lively sea life in the intercoastal than patches of dead fish in the Gulf.
There's a lot to do here. There's a lot to experience. There's a lot to come see.
Reporting in Manatee County, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And happening today, Holmes Beach Police will coordinate another beach cleanup at 8 o'clock this morning. If you want to help and volunteer, you can call Code Enforcement at the number on your screen there, 708-5800. extension 247. They'll meet at the beach access point at 52nd Street.
Well, in an effort to raise awareness and fund solutions for red tide, hundreds sat shoulder to shoulder for a beach dinner on Anna Maria, hosted by the Sandbar Restaurant. Now, multiple restaurants have hosted the Save Our Shores dinner in order to help provide more support here on the Suncoast. And beaches are still obviously in need of major cleanup and more money to do that. Now, they also wanted to help raise some money to benefit Moat Marine and start a nonprofit which stands for Solutions to Avoid Red Tide. And for the impact red tide has had on marine life, to the cleanup efforts and so much more, you can find all of our continuing red tide coverage in one place. Just simply head online to mysuncoast.com and find the answers to some of your most asked questions.
Happening today, Longboat Key's public works officials will host a meeting on, no, not red tide, on sea level rise. It'll take place today from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the Town Hall Commission Chamber.
Well, Labor Day is this weekend, and as a reminder, if you are out drinking and driving, state troopers are going to find you. As part of a national Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign, troopers will be looking for signs of drunk or drugged drivers. Now, last year, there were almost 3,000 fatal accidents here in Florida.
All of our families are on the road, so it is imperative for us as drivers to be responsible, and that responsibility is being 100% sober, 100% focused anytime that you're behind the wheel.
The overall number of car accidents in the state has actually gone up steadily over the last 5 years.
Early voting is now complete, and tomorrow is primary election day here in Florida. Sarasota County is on track for a record primary turnout. According to the elections supervisor, Ron Turner, 56,000 votes were already cast either through a vote by mail or at one of the early voting locations. The polls are open tomorrow from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m.
Well, the Queen of Soul is going to get a star-studded song-filled salute and send-off at her Memorial Day this weekend. On the list to perform, her good friend and longtime collaborator Stevie Wonder, Oscar winner Jennifer Hudson, who's actually supposed to be playing Franklin in an upcoming movie, Shaka Khan, Faith Hill, and several more. Now, that service is just for friends and family and invited guests only.
Happening this week, the town of Longboat Key will host a workshop for residents who are concerned about coyote sightings. Some pet owners are especially concerned. That meeting is Thursday, August 30th at 1 p.m. at Longboat Key Town Hall.
All right, so check this out, Ray. Millennials will soon no longer be the world's largest population group. Yay. Now, yay! Bloomberg studied data from the United Nations and found that Generation Z is on track to outnumber millennials by next year. So you're asking, what the heck is Gen Z? Well, that is anyone that's born in 2001 or later. So Ray and I just missed out on this one. Out of the 7.7 billion people on the planet, they're going to make up about 32% of the population. Now, millennials, anyone born between 1980 and the end of 2000, we just missed this one too,
yes,
are going to make up just a little bit less, not much though, 31%. Even so, millennials will remain the largest generation in the world's top 4 economies, which includes, of course, the U.S., China, Japan, and Germany.
Generation Z, we're closer to Generation A, I think.
I know.
Tesla's CEO Elon Musk says the electric car maker will remain a public company. He hinted earlier this month he was considering taking Tesla private. Not the case after all. He said Tesla needs to focus more on their much delayed Model 3, adding that making the switch from public to private will be more time consuming and distracting than he originally realized.
Oh, award season news already? That's right, there's a big push for this year's Best Picture. Here's David Daniel with a Hollywood Minute.
I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this.
When the Motion Picture Academy announced a Best Popular Film category, some people started calling it the Black Panther Award. After all, no superhero movie's ever been nominated for Best Picture. But according to the LA Times, Marvel still has its eyes on the big prize for Panther, hiring veteran Oscar strategists and for the first time budgeting for an Oscars campaign.
And I think it felt particularly poignant.
A change in Emmas. Variety reports Emma Watson has joined the star-studded remake of Little Women. She'll replace Emma Stone, who'll be busy promoting her award season contender, The Favorite, opening November 23rd.
You know that feeling? Like there's a song in the air and it's playing just for
for you.
Coco cleaned up at the Imogen Awards, which honor positive portrayals of Latinos in entertainment. The animated tale won Best Feature Film and Best Director, plus a Creative Achievement Award. Overboard stars Eugenio Derbez and Eva Longoria received acting trophies for Overboard. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Still ahead, the latest on that tragic shooting in Jacksonville that killed 2 people.
And let's take one last look, or another look, I should say, outside and check out the morning out there. Not a bad start to the day. John Scalzi, what time will I be coordinating my afternoon nap with the rain showers?
4:05.
Perfect. Thank you.
Pretty close too, actually. We have a nice trip to the school bus this morning. I think not much of an issue. We'll have 76 degrees, mostly sunny skies as dawn breaks. It's 90 when you get home, and I think we'll probably get most of the kids home before the showers and thunderstorms start, but it's going to be pretty close. Certainly after school activities may be hampered by thunder boomers that'll be around starting at around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. A 9 out of 10 chance at seeing an outside recess today. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
75-degree air temperature outside, dew point value exactly the same. That gives us 100% relative humidity, and it does feel a little bit humid out there. As we head into the afternoon, it's going to feel even more humid, despite the fact that we have an east wind, because air temperatures are going to rise. They're going to rise up to about 92 for a daytime high again today. Lots of stars shine, giving way to a beautiful dawn, I think, here on the Suncoast. 9 a.m. I don't think we'll see much in the way of any kind of rainfall around. Air temperature coming in about 80 degrees or so. Then as we progress into the noontime hour, We'll start to maybe put in a chance of an isolated sprinkler shower in inland areas, not along the coastline. It really won't be until later in the afternoon, about 3, 4 o'clock, when we start to see those showers and thunderstorms build. And then the rain chance is pretty good, coming in at about 50%. Similar to yesterday, there'll be thunder boomers around as well. Wait till next half hour. I've got some pictures to show you that one of our viewers sent in of a lightning strike, and you can actually see it hitting the tree and firing up the tree. It's an amazing shot. That'll be coming up in the next half hour. 30% chance of showers as we head into 7 p.m. and everything kind of dies down. You can see the general trend of that easterly wind pushing showers from the Atlantic onto the East Coast. Those showers cross the peninsula, move into our area, hit our sea breeze front, and then we get our explosion of showers and thunderstorms that will build a little later on in the day. As I mentioned, all area roadways free and clear of any rainfall now. But watch what happens in the future cast. Put it into motion. Start it right now. Take it through time. Go through 9 o'clock, still quiet. So drive time this morning, A-OK. Go through about 1 o'clock this afternoon. You'll start to see a few scattered showers beginning to build in inland areas. And then take it through the 3, 4, 5 o'clock period, and you'll notice those showers become more numerous, even a few intense storms. And then as we head into 7 o'clock, they start to wind down. By 10, everything's over. Kind of the same situation we saw yesterday and the day before. Saturday, we really had some big thunder boomers around, and we could see that similar sort of thing again today. So the forecast for the tropics looks good. Looking at the 5 days out, we just don't see a whole lot in the way of any kind of issues here. Nothing that looks like it's in the process of development. It's not very often at this time of year, when we are heading into the height of hurricane season, that we see such a quiet tropical satellite image. It's just really kind of amazing. Upper level winds, sea surface temperatures, and shear all indicating a very quiet period ahead. East wind comes in at about 10, turning a little bit more northeast at about 10. We'll have 2-foot seas and a light chop on your bay and inland waters, and a 7:54 low tide followed by a high tide at 1:29. Forecast looks like this for today: 92, 50% chance of rainfall. Again, those showers building in inland areas and drifting toward the coast. Forecast calling for 92 tomorrow with maybe slightly better rain chances. And then as we head through the week ahead, you'll notice those rain chances remaining pretty high, with daytime highs warm, coming in the lower 90s. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, John. We'll take a look outside and check out your morning commute. Not so bad so far. Manatee County, everything's running pretty smooth. You can see we have our normal slowdowns on State Road 70 and 301. Then if you're heading a little bit farther south into the top part of Sarasota, not too bad at this hour. There was a little bit of buildup on Siesta Key, but most of that is actually cleaned up for the most part. Bee Ridge, just a little bit of congestion coming off of 75. Then if you're heading a little bit farther south, both 75 and 41 are running pretty smooth as of this morning. It is 5:47, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, yesterday, the third mass shooting here in Florida in just 2 years, this time in an online gaming event in Jacksonville yesterday afternoon, where 11 were injured and 3 were killed, including the gunman.
Our Marla Spence has the latest now. She joins us live here in the studio. Marla?
Guys, everyone involved in the mass shooting were competing in one of the country's largest football online video game tournaments, playing Madden NFL 19. It's a tournament that draws so many of players across the country, including the ones that best play in sports. Now this year, it just so happened to end in a horrific way. This is what we know about the victims so far. The 2 killed are known as Eli Clayton and Taylor Robinson. So many people, including those in the gaming community, are honoring their lives with this photo and #ChampionsForever. Eli Clayton was only 22 years old and was from California. He was known in the gaming community as True or True Boy, and Clayton was one of the consistently playing best in competitive Madden, and his EA profile says over his course of gaming, he reportedly took home $51,000 in prizes. Now, Taylor Robinson was also a victim in this case. He was 27 years old and a father and also a husband from West Virginia. Robinson was known in the gaming world as Spot Me Please. According to his EA profile, he had the skill to completely take over any Madden tournament. He's also reportedly taken home more than $80,000 in prizes over his course of gaming. Now, there were 11 people injured, including one from the Tampa Bay area known as Larry Legend. Just yesterday, Governor Rick Scott visited him at a Jacksonville area hospital. Now, EA Sports did release a statement on Twitter yesterday. It stated that the tragic situation that occurred Sunday in Jacksonville was a senseless act of violence that they strongly condemn, and their heartfelt sympathies go to the families and the victims whose lives were taken and those who were injured. Ray and Stephanie.
All right, thank you, Marla. Broadway is mourning the man called Broadway's legend of comedy. Neil Simon died Sunday of pneumonia in New York City. He wrote more than 30 plays, including The Odd Couple, The Goodbye Girl, and Barefoot in the Park. He once wrote, "I love living. I have some problems with my life, but living is the best thing they've found so far." Neil Simon was 91 years old.
All right. Well, selfies, we are all guilty of taking them, but how often do you add a little filter, maybe smooth out some crow's feet, give yourself that tropical tan you're missing? Well, it turns out those filters are messing with our perception of ourselves and others. Kim Hutchinson explains in today's Health Minute.
Seems like everyone from your sister to your grandmother is trying to up their selfie game. Lots of times, this means getting a little help from a filter. From Instagram to Snapchat, even apps made just to beautify you, there's no shortage of Photoshop features at your fingertips. But constantly changing your photos to show a slightly better version of yourself can have a psychological impact. It's being called Snapchat dysmorphia. Some say it can lead to body dysmorphic disorder, which is an excessive preoccupation with perceived flaws in our appearance. A recent article in the JAMA Facial Plastic Surgery Journal says more and more doctors report patients are bringing altered photos into their offices and looking for permanent surgical options to improve their selfies. Of course, people with true cases of body dysmorphia will likely never be satisfied with their outward appearance. For those patients, seeking out psychological help is a better option than going under the knife. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutchinson.
All right, so when I get done with this, I'm going to add a little bit of eyeliner right here.
Get 10 pounds off right
10
here?
pounds? Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I need to tan this up a little bit.
It.
Oh, sorry.
I was at an event last week where the person I was with said, after you take that picture, before you post it, can I see it first, maybe change some things?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
I might be a little bit guilty of that.
You just physically go like this. You sunk.
I don't know what you're talking about. We all change that stuff. I think we get it after the Kardashians, but you know, there's plenty of stuff to change in there.
All right, blame them. That's fine. We'll update the day's top news headlines after this. Stay with us.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Oh, no. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
I hear the headlines on Suncoast today. The FBI in Jacksonville says a Baltimore man killed 2 others before killing himself at a video game tournament. They say 24-year-old David Katz fired shots during the event at a pizza restaurant. No word yet on a motive.
Another reminder, Labor Day is this weekend, and state troopers will be out in full force looking for drunk and drugged drivers. It's all part of their Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign.
Arizona Senator John McCain will lie in state Wednesday at Arizona's Capitol and Friday at the nation's capital. We have some video we were going to show of Senator McCain when he campaigned in Sarasota at Roberts Arena 10 years ago. He died Saturday of brain cancer. John? One last check of the forecast, John?
Sure. We're looking at a couple of highlights for you today. Warm weather temperatures right straight through the next several days with daytime highs in the low 90s. Rain chances good all week long at least 40 to 50% each and every day, some days higher. And then the tropics, they remain calm. Back to you.
All right, one more full hour of news. We'll update the day's top news headlines.
That's right. We got everything you need to know about what happened in Jacksonville yesterday, as well as Senator McCain's funeral arrangements that we've been talking about as well. So more show on the way. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.